Hey everybody, this is Matt with the Hardcover Comic, and today we're doing an overview of Superman Batman Omnibus Volume 1. Now this is actually the May winner of our Patreon giveaway. This is the book that they selected when we announced the winner back in early June. However, this Omni wasn't out yet, so they said they wanted to wait. No big deal, so we're doing it now towards the end of the month. But this is the May winner, Patreon Omnibus winner. So anyways, this is the Superman Batman Omnibus Volume 1. Jeff Loeb, Ed McGuinness, Michael Turner. You got some really good artists and whatnot in there, and Jeff Loeb on writing. Here is the spine. There's that. There's the back. Now this book collects a lot. First of all, the book is $125 US. Obviously, you can get it for less in other sites. But that is the going cover price on this. And this book is going to cover Superman Batman 1 through 43, Superman Batman Annual 1 and 2, and Superman Batman Secret Files and Origins number 1. So it's like 46 issues, give or take. So it's a pretty thick, nice, hefty omnibus. But the pages aren't too overly thick, so they were able to fit them all in. So this book is, it's got a lot of mixed reviews as far as the story goes. I personally enjoyed the story. Was it groundbreaking or anything like that? No, not at all, but it was a lot of fun. I had the absolutes at one point, the volumes 1 and 2, before Jeff Loeb left the book, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun book. Ed McGuinness's art was a lot of fun. Then you got Michael Turner's art, which is different, but still really, really good. Don't get me wrong, really good, just a different style than what Ed was doing. But I really enjoyed the story. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's just sort of a fun book, and you get to see this dynamic between Superman and Batman and how they kind of interact with one another, and, you know, Superman kind of being the Boy Scout and Batman, you know, the Dark Knight. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It was fun to see the dynamic between the two. One thing I did want to point out that I really like is DC did a great job designing this book. If you look at it, it's kind of hard to tell, but it almost looks 3D on some of this, as you can see there, because it has a matte finish here, but then gloss here, which kind of makes it look like it's raised and kind of gives it that 3D look, which I really like. I thought that was pretty cool of them to do. Opening up to see the flaps, I really like the dust jacket design on the flaps. Simple yet elegant. Really dig it. So let's get this dust jacket off here, and we will dive into the book. Don't mind the camera shake, apologies. Okay. So once you get the dust jacket off, here is the nice wraparound graphic cover that they did. Again, the spine is going to be the same. Simple spine. It's fun, it's simple. And then there's the wraparound art for the back. Now, you guys kind of got a little bit of a sneak preview here when I was showing off the dust jacket, but I really, really like what they did with these pages here inside the cover art. And the back looks the exact same. So I really like that design. I think anytime you add art into the inside of the cover board, I think just looks, I don't know, it looks classy, kind of sets it off. It's different. Not a ton of Omnis have that, really. Then you have your blue end page. Then you have your title page. It does not have a table of contents. So you kind of have to go basically what's on the back of the book. So I did stretch the spine a little bit, obviously. I don't want to... Luis was our winner, by the way, so congratulations, Luis, on this. I didn't want to, just start cracking it open. So I did obviously relax the spine and things for Luis. You want to do it some more, though, because as you can see, doesn't want to quite stay open. It really didn't start wanting to stay open until about... That's probably about a quarter of the way into the book, I think, before it really... See, as you can tell, it just doesn't want to quite stay yet. All right, so we're getting there. We're about a quarter of the way or so into the book, and it's finally starting to stay open on its own and not try to shut in on itself. It is a sewn binding, which is really nice. I personally prefer sewn binding, so this one is a sewn binding. The way there is a little bit of gutter loss, but it's not too terribly bad because the way that they kind of did it with the panels and then the edges here, it kind of helps prevent the word bubbles and things getting lost into that gutter loss. So it's not too bad. There is a little bit, as you can see there, but it's not horrible. There's definitely been a lot worse ones. I don't think the binding is really all that tight once you get past that initial, 200 pages, give or take, whatever that was. After that, I think it lays really nicely. But here's a better example of what I mean by the borders. And they kind of did that on the majority of these books, so that way you don't have, a ton of gutter loss. So really fun art kind of throughout, bouncing back and forth between a few different artists. You have EVS on there, obviously. You do have Michael Turner. You have Ed McGuinness. So it jumps around a little bit, but overall the art is really solid. It's just different styles. So people just have to kind of get used to the different styles of, seeing Ed McGuinness on one story and maybe Michael Turner on the next, and because their styles are different. But once you kind of get, used to that and you don't get, jarred, I guess you could say, by the art change, it's solid. It's really enjoyable. One is a little bit more of your, stylistic, cartoony style. Another one is very, your standard, what I call your standard, kind of comic book style. All of it's really solid. So once you get towards the back, it does kind of want to close in on itself again. But maybe with a little bit more of the breaking of the end of the spine, that'll help. So then in the back, you do have a little bit of extras. So you have the little dossiers, if you will. And then you have the covers. And some concept art and things like that. And then an afterword. So there you have it, folks. Superman, Batman, Omnibus, Volume 1. Gorgeous design, really well put together book. Like I said, as far as the story goes, it's really going to be hit or miss with people. It's gotten a lot of mixed reviews. I personally really like it. I thought it was a really fun story. I haven't read anything that'll contain Volume 2, so I don't know in the future of what that'll be like. I've really only read the Jeff Loeb stuff. But like I said, I really enjoyed it. So if you can get it for a good price and, you're a fan of the art, or you're a fan of, the characters, Superman or Batman, I definitely recommend it. And if you are interested in wanting to win an omnibus of your choice, go ahead and subscribe to us on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/thehardcovercomic. We do giveaways every single month, just like this one. We actually are going to have our June drawing coming up here probably within the next week or so. So if you want to get in on that, hurry up and subscribe, or donate, whatever. Become a patron. That's what I'm trying to say. Become a patron. And you'll go ahead and be thrown into the drawing for that as well. And just so you guys understand how it works, for every $1 that you do donate, you get an entry. So if you donate $3, you get 3 entries. $5, 5 entries. $1, 1 entry, etc. So be sure to check us out, like, subscribe, and thank you guys very much, and have a great day.